Hello and welcome to the channel of PharmaGlobe, and I would like to thank PharmaGlobe to take one step forward regarding the awareness towards breast cancer. And basically, you all know that breast cancer is one of the most looming epidemic disease which affects almost around 2 million women every year. And my name is Ahmed Mustafa, and I am a community pharmacist, and I'm here to educate the people regarding most common signs and symptoms which we mostly ignore, and ultimately these signs and symptoms will ultimately lead to cancer. So stay tuned, and definitely will get benefit from it.
Okay, so before we start our discussion, it is very important to clear you that the pictures and the content share is only for educational purpose. So, first of all, according to the recent Globocane data, uh, breast cancer is the most invasive type of cancer in women and the second leading cause of cancer death after lung cancer. And as you know that October is the breast cancer awareness month, and in this month awareness campaigns taking place involving thousands of organizations to highlight the importance of breast cancer awareness education and research. Breast cancer basically develops in breast cells. Typically, the cells, the cancer forms in either the lobules or the ducts of the breast. And it is very important to know that the what are lobules. So lobules are the glands that produce the milk, and ducts are the pathways that bring the milk from the glands to the nipples. So, awareness of the symptoms and the need for screening are very important ways to decrease the risk towards breast cancer. And there are many different signs and symptoms of breast cancer, but we discuss some of the most common one in this video presentation. But because self examination is very important, which means checking your breast for any unusual change, it is very important and effective way to fight against breast cancer. Females should at least self examine herself in every month, but most of the question arises that how do we self examine. So basically there are four steps, and uh, you follow these steps and simple examine yourself. First is raise your left arm to the back of your head, and with your right hand examine the left breast. Then and the third step, moving your hand around your breast, feel any lumps or any unusual change with your fingers. And in the last step repeat this procedure on the other breast. Okay, so the most common signs and symptoms of the breast cancer are, number one is any lump or swelling in the breast, upper chest or armpit. Sometimes you might feel the lump but not see it. The second is the any unusual discharge. Usually nipple discharge is a normal part of breast function during pregnancy, but if there is a bloody discharge, it might be a benign tumor. However, breast cancer is a possibility, especially if you have a lump in your breast, and if only one breast is affected, then there is a chance of breast cancer. And the third possibility is that the discharge is spontaneous, or if the discharge is persistent, then it might be a benign tumor. Third, you feel any change in the skin texture, that is puckering or dimpling of the skin, and the last is any inflammation or rash on the breast. So all these are the most common signs and symptoms which we mostly ignore, and ultimately these symptoms lead to breast cancer. Another thing that must kept in mind is that pain in your breasts is not normally a sign of breast cancer, but it can be if it is associated with other symptoms. So, in the end, it should be kept in mind that noticing any unusual change like these doesn't necessarily mean that you will get breast cancer, but it's very important to get checked out. Second is I emphasize on self examination because it only takes a few minutes, and there is no special technique, but remember to check the whole area, whole breast area, including upper chest and armpits. And if you find any unusual change, any spot that is unusual, then consult your physician, because detecting early detecting breast abnormalities early improve the chances that breast cancer diagnosed at a very early stage and treated more successfully. I would like to end my video presentation on these words, that we pray God to restore your good health, sending you well wishes to let you know that you are always in our thoughts and prayers at this time. And hope is the only thing stronger than fear. You are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you.